Hello, welcome back to The Remedy, brought to you by Coos Health and Wellness. I'm Eric Gleason. Today we are going to talk a little bit about trauma-informed care, and joining us we've got Leah Lawrence, who's our ACEs Master Trainer from Advanced Health.
Hi Eric, thanks
Welcome.
for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
We're excited. So, trauma-informed care, what does trauma mean?
Yeah, trauma can be thought of by the 3 E's. This is a good way to remember. It's an event or series of events.
Okay.
That's the first E, event, that's experienced as physical or emotional harm. Experience is the second E.
Okay.
And it has lasting adverse effects, that's the third E, on that person's functioning, either physical, mental, spiritual, emotional well-being.
Well, that could
Be a lot of different things.
be a lot of things.
Yeah, we don't need to put a label on it. It's a person's own perception.
So based on that, based on what we know now that what trauma could be, which could be
A lot of different
various things,
Yes.
what is trauma-informed care?
Trauma-informed care is a term that you may have heard before. There's a lot of people talking about being trauma-informed. And the idea of trauma-informed care is that we put into place a series of specific actions or policies, procedures that take into account that many people have experienced trauma, and that we can interact with people in ways that help them based on our knowledge of trauma. So there's some letters to remember this time. It's the 4 R's. So first of all, it's the basic realization of the impacts of trauma. The second thing is to recognize the signs and symptoms of trauma in people. And some of us are going to be more skilled at that than others, depending on your training, your background. And then the third thing is responding. So what are we going to do now that we recognize and know that people may have been impacted by trauma? We need to integrate knowledge about trauma into our practices and into policies as well.
Sure.
And the last thing we want to do is we want to actively resist re-traumatizing people. Some of the policies and practices that we do can actually re-traumatize people even though we don't mean for it to do so.
Yeah, no, and so being trauma-informed and understanding what that means as far as an organization or just an individual, why does that matter for that individual?
Right. It matters for a lot of things, but research-wise, what we've learned is that when we apply these trauma-informed principles, which I'll go over in a minute, people have better outcomes. So if you're in a helping profession or a serving profession, you get better outcomes for your clients or patients or members. But on an individual level, when we're able to apply these principles, we just have better relationships with people. It could be a family member, your neighbor, the grocery store checker. It can really be anybody. So the 5 principles for trauma-informed care are safety. So you want to create a safe environment that's kind of emotionally safe and physically safe. Trustworthiness. You need to be able to develop trust with people and follow through on your actions. Providing choice. This is especially important for people who have had choice taken away, or if people are like with kids, they don't have a lot of choice naturally. Collaboration. So you want to maximize collaboration, and also empowerment. We want to empower people and support them, but let them know that they can do things on their own. They're really broad,
No,
but when
they are.
you kind of break it down into those concepts, it's easier to think about what can I actually do today to be more trauma-informed.
All right, well, now we're going to put up on the screen the Trauma-Informed Oregon. People can go there, check that stuff out.
Yeah, traumainformedoregon.com is a great website with lots of resources. Oregon's a leading state in the trauma-informed care movement, so we're lucky to be here in the state of Oregon.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, or you yourself work at a place, or you just individually want to become more trauma-informed, go and check out that website. Give
Yep,
you
can
a call.
reach me.
We'll have Leah's information up on the screen. So for The Remedy, brought to you by Coos Health and Wellness, thank you for joining us, and have yourself a good day.
Thank you.